I think New Zealand really batted well. The captain Williamson really batted well.
Yes.
I think the score was quite high. I thought New Zealand might win after the first inning. But I think Warner played at the right time.
Yeah, I think it was a solid performance. Mitch Marsh was amazing in the end. Kane Williamson played well, but yeah, the Aussies were too good.
Mitch Marsh did an unbelievable job, proved everybody wrong. I mean, I have to say, I wasn't really a big fan of him previously, but he really proved everyone wrong, and good on him. Like, what a man of the match performance.
Great game, great win. They wrote him off early, the Aussies, early in the piece, but no, they've come good and come good at the right time.
Mitchell Marsh, he played an absolute blinder. Came in from ball one, smashing sixes and boundaries, and he had really good intent and really looked to score at every opportunity.
Mitchell Marsh had a really good tournament, man. Absolutely unbelievable.
Hi, it's Norman Kochnick here from Eyes on Cricket, Norman Kochnick, doing a collaboration yet again with one of my favourite platforms to work with, Sri Harsha Cricket, and that's a fantastic platform. We're both going to do quite a bit of street talk to get the Australian fan reaction to the Australian win here on the streets of Coogee. On top of that, we're going to ask those fans, those people, about who their favourite player is in the Australian team. So there we are, both the reaction to the Australian win, which was amazing, and also their favourite player for the Australian team. Norman Kochnick, Eyes on Cricket, in collaboration with Sri Harsha Cricket.
Hi, what's your guys' names? Come closer.
Sam.
Sam and
James.
So Sam and James here are great Australian fans. They're here to talk to us about the game. What did you think of the game yesterday, this morning?
I thought it was fantastic. Glad to get the win.
Yeah, glad to get the win. It was fantastic,
Yeah.
It was great. I think Australia's very buoyant this morning. What about your favourite players?
Probably Dave Warner.
Davey Warner?
Or Mitchell Marsh.
Mitchell Marsh,
Mitchell Marsh, sorry.
Yeah. That's so Davey Warner and Mitchell Marsh. What about your favourite player?
Oh, Adam Zampa.
Adam Zampa.
Fantastic spin bowler.
Yeah. So we've got Zampa, Warner and Marsh mentioned here. And these guys, it's lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Go Australia.
And I've just met a lovely gentleman who's going to tell me all about what he thought about today's game.
Great game, great win. They wrote him off early, the Aussies, early in the piece, but no, they've come good and come good at the right time. Dave Warner, Mitchell Marsh, killed it, mate. Fielding, batting well, so yeah.
I didn't get to say, what was your name, man?
Freddie.
Freddie. Now, Freddie here looks the part, looks very fit. Do you come along the beach very often?
All the time, mate.
Yeah.
Local boy, so
Yeah.
this is it, mate. Can't beat it, look.
You can't beat it at all,
Okay,
can
it's
you?
pretty
Coogee
good.
Beach. This is Dave Warner's territory, by the way,
It
isn't
is.
it?
I've seen him down here, walking
Yeah.
with his missus, Candace.
Yeah.
Candace, yeah, no.
And Candace's brother is one of the lifeguards.
He
there as
is,
well, yeah.
he is, yeah. Pat?
Yeah, you know Pat there?
Yeah. No.
So this is great. It's great. This is all going to a large audience here, Freddie. And now, to me, who's your favourite player?
In the series,
Yeah, the series?
I'll probably have to say Dave Warner.
Yeah.
But you can't write off Marshy.
No.
Did the goods last night, mate. They all did. So I think taking the extra batter into the game was a bit better than taking the extra bowler, I think. So
Did you think, though, before the tournament started, they had a chance in hell?
slight chance.
Yeah.
The form wasn't that great, but slight chance, and they came good at the right time. They got better as it went through. So, hats off to them, mate.
Yeah.
So
Hats off to Australia. There's Freddie's words. Great words. Thanks, Freddie.
thanks, mate. Nice meeting you.
We met three lovely ladies who are very excited about the fact that Australia have defeated New Zealand in the World Cup match this morning. I'll pass over to these lovely ladies and get their thoughts on a few questions. Hi, girls. Hey, ladies. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Enjoying the lovely day today.
Enjoying the lovely day. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. It's a wonderful day, isn't it? And look, it's like a lake out. It's like a lake out there, isn't it?
Now the wind's dropped a bit.
Now the wind's dropped a bit. That's true. All right, let's get straight into it. Australia played New Zealand last night in the World Cup final, didn't they?
Yes.
And who won?
We did. Australia?
Australia.
Australia.
Of course.
Australia.
Australia. Very, very good. All right. So, well, how do you feel about it? Was it a bit of a shock? Was it to you?
Well, no, hopefully it wasn't, but we're looking forward to the Ashes, though.
Yes.
We've watched both of them on the television with
Fantastic.
some very funny ads. Have you seen them?
Oh, I have seen them.
I think they're extremely funny, and I hope we... Yes,
What was your name, sorry?
Nola.
Nola?
I hope that
And I'm Kaye.
Kaye,
I'm
Nola,
with
Kaye, and Jenny. So we've got Nola, Kaye, and Jenny. All right, Jenny.
Yes.
What's your thoughts about last night?
Well, I think it was wonderful because they were more or less wiped off at the beginning, weren't they?
They certainly were.
As not being able to do anything, and beating Pakistan was quite a feat.
that was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
Pakistan,
It was
it
wonderful,
was really
wasn't it?
And
wonderful.
New Zealand is supposed to, I think they're number one
Well, they are in most
team
formats.
in most formats, aren't
Yeah.
they, in the world?
Yeah. But I think in the T20 they're a bit lower, but the fact is Australia have done very well, haven't they? All right, now, the big question for these lovely ladies, what Who is your favourite Australian player?
Well, after last night, I think Mitchell Marsh.
Mitchell Marsh.
Well, I'm only a pretend cricket fan, and with a Scottish accent, says she. I don't follow cricket really, but I'm very pleased that they won, especially as the Wallabies lost so badly.
Oh, hang on. We're talking about the Wallabies now. We're going to be talking about cricket here.
I find it hard to remember all the names now. When I was younger, I knew the players, and now I don't. They seem to change so quickly.
Well, Mitchell Marsh and Warner scored runs.
Warner, yes.
Dave Warner, he's a local here, isn't he?
He's a local, and yes, he was in trouble. We all knew about that. So.
Well, in fact, Dave Warner's wife, Candice, could well be along the beach here, would you believe? And also, would you believe Candice's husband is one of the lifeguards here? There you go.
That's interesting. Yes.
All right, so we've got Mitchell Marks, Dave Warner, and, well, there's no Scottish players, but we'll say Ben Stokes. Maybe he's not Scottish, but anyway, he's English.
That sounds
All right, guys.
English.
That's even worse. That's even worse. All right, thanks, lady. Thanks very much. I've met Charles here. Nice to meet you, Charles.
Nice to meet you, Norman.
Now, Charles is a cricket follower, and he's going to talk to us about what he thought about the Australian win this morning and some of the favourite players from Australia.
Yeah, I think it was a solid performance. Mitch Marsh was amazing in the end. Kane Williamson played well, but the Aussies were too good.
Yeah. Oh, well, I tell you what, Kane Williamson deserves a mention, doesn't he? 85 was fantastic.
Definitely, yeah. Rarely that you'd see that in a losing side.
Did you expect Australia to get that far, though?
I think so. In the end, they were the form team towards the end. England were unlucky in the semis, but Australia had a good run, and then New Zealand lost the keeper batsman at the end, so I think that was the difference.
What about India?
They were disappointing, but it's T20, it's the nature, I suppose. Yeah.
And your favourite Australian player by any chance?
Paddy Cummins.
Paddy Cummins, who's a local boy. He lives in over there at Bronte, actually. He's got a place there.
Now, but he's from the West initially.
Oh, right. Of course, he's from Penrith. That's right.
That's right, yeah.
Thank you very much, Charles. I appreciate that.
Cheers.
Thank you. I'm here again at Coogee Beach on a lovely summer's day. Well, actually, it's a spring day. Norman Koshnick here. I've got Glen next to me. He watched the cricket. He got up early in the morning, watched the match. What's your thoughts?
Oh, it was a cracker. Like I thought they were always going to get him, but I was a bit tired. But it was really good to see Marsh, because I've known he's been really good. He's got heaps of talent. He's just the injuries and stuff, and it was really good to see him finally come through for himself.
Yeah, it certainly was. He got 77, didn't he? He batted pretty well. Okay, now what about your favourite players of the Australian team? Who do you have, Glen?
I can't go past Smith. He's just because of all the different stuff he's done in all the different forms of the game. But I love watching Warner. And even though he's been out of form a little bit, it only takes a couple of fours or a six, and then as you see the last couple of games, he's banged back into it again.
Exactly. Yeah, Glen, both Marsh performed really well, and as you know, Smith and Warner have always been there, haven't they?
Yeah, and probably the standout, not standout, but surprise for me was Hazelwood, because I always just see him as a really good test bowler, but now that he's getting into the IPL and stuff, he's got all the different slower balls and everything. Mate, he bowled awesome.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Glen, for your time. Really appreciate this. Nice to meet you.
I'm going to have a swim.
Yeah, have a swim. Go for it. So watch Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koshnick, and you see Glen there talking about what he knows. Hi, it's Norman Koshnick here again on Coogee Beach, and I've just pulled up Jack here, who's walking on the sand, probably has very hot feet at the moment. Hi, Jack.
How you doing,
Call out.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. What do you think of the match last night between Australia and New Zealand?
Mate, absolutely pumped. Australia did very well. Kiwis also played quite well, but super stoked for Australia to win their first T20 World Cup International.
Fantastic. What about your favourite Australian player?
Oh mate, just based off his performances, David Warner, I'd say. You'd have to give him the tick. He's the man of the tournament, I think. So yeah, go Davey.
Thanks, Jack. So Dave Warner is his player. Thanks a lot, Jack. Keep walking. See you later. Thank you.